and so to talk about some of the other struggles. But the struggles in Germany are somewhat less well known, actually, than at least the one in Vicenza, in part because they have not been as intensive. This was not always the case. In the 1980s, as some of you know, there was a massive movement in Germany to opposing the Pershing stationing of the Pershing II missiles on German soil. And but anyway, this is Germany, where a lot of the key infrastructure for the command of NATO, because even Stuttgart is where a lot of it happens from Germany, but also because a base like Ramstein Air Base has a level of infrastructure that is not yet at any of the other places going east. So a great deal is commanded from Germany. Heidelberg is going to be moving, that's the headquarters of the US Army, and that will be moving to Wiesbaden soon. I mean, and also even the prison, Mannheim, that's near there. But in any case, we have had struggles, a very effective struggle in Germany, or one of the more effective in Germany, in Ansbach, which is, I guess you can see it here, in Bavaria. That is an Apache helicopter station. The Apaches were the helicopters that you probably saw in the WikiLeaks video, ruthlessly killing civilians and journalists and children in Iraq. And in Ansbach, the U.S. wanted to, or still is, expanding the base, and that expansion led to a quite vigorous community effort to opposing it, involving everything from monitoring and complaining about the noise of the flights to a petition stating that it was against the German Constitution to have any war from German soil. And this coalition was able to bring together virtually all of the parties locally, the lefts, the Greens, quite a lot of the SPD, the USOs, and even the CDU for some measures. But they failed, as also to stop it, shall we say. I won't say they failed because they've gotten greatly large public awareness, but they have not been able to stop the enlargement of this base there. Another strong struggle has been around Buchel, where the U.S. still has 20 atomic weapons stationed, and where there are, every summer there have been camps and action campaigns, including with civil disobedience. In recent emails, it may be that they've been successful to the extent that I believe recent reports I've heard are that Italy will be taking all of that the atomic weapons will be leaving Germany, and that Berlusconi has said that he will take them. You might know if that's true, Tobias. I just have it from a couple of activists in Italy. In the last couple of days, I couldn't find a press article about it. I would say one other thing that we do in Germany, which could be used in other base movements. Well, I should mention, before I go to that well, Spangdahlem has also had a very effective movement, and all through where these bases are, there are at least smaller local groups. Some of them are more concerned about environment or quality of life, the noise. Others are concerned about peace and ethical and moral issues. The most effective anti-base movement, though, in Germany in the recent years has been not against a U.S. base, but against the so-called Bombadrome, which was an hour north of Berlin, a former Soviet training facility, and when they were going, and involving also live bombing, live ammunition, it's also even where they would have practiced dropping, German pilots would have practiced how to drop atomic weapons. They were going to do all of that, and they wanted to take it over, the Bundeswehr, make it, of course, a NATO training arena. It's a vast area, and through 17 years, I believe, of opposition, very strong opposition, numerous court cases and so forth, at least for the present, it appears that people in that area and the supporters throughout Germany have won that battle, that the bombardrome is not going to be used by the Bundeswehr as a large base, but rather is going to be used for tourism, developed as it's a wonderful, beautiful, natural area as well, and even the Defense Minister Jung, given in the framework of what